Hello, welcome to the video notes for Lesson 5-9, Systems of Linear Inequalities. Alright, so in the previous lessons we learned about graphing linear inequalities and what a solution for a linear inequality is when we're dealing with it with a graph. So now we're going to deal with systems of linear inequalities because this entire unit has been about systems of equations. So, the learning target for this lesson, I can solve a system of inequalities by graphing. Alright, so our first example is, does the point 2, -7 satisfy both inequalities? Justify using the graph. So, is this point a solution for these two inequalities? Alright, so I am going to move this up so we can see all of our graph. And the way that I am going to handle this question is I'm going to rewrite both inequalities down here and give myself some workspace. So I'm going to draw a line because I have two inequalities. One is y is less than -5x plus 6, and the other one is y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. Alright, so the first one, the one on the left, I'm going to treat this like the equation y equals -5x plus 6. My slope is -5 or -5/1, and my y-intercept is 6, or the point 0, 6. So now I will plot my points. So my y-intercept is 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my y-intercept. My slope is -5/1, so down 5. 1, 2, 4, 5/1, put a point. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/1, put a point. Keep going, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/1, put a point. Alright, so I have these 4 points. I can't fit any more on here. Now, because it is less than and not less than or equal to, I have a dashed line. So do the best you can. Make sure you use a ruler. I don't have a ruler to use for this. I do have my straight line tool, but the dashed line on there isn't that great. So now I have my one of my inequalities, and let's test it really quick. Let's test the point 0, 0. So if I plug in 0 for y, and if I plug in 0 for x, what happens? Well, -5 times 0 is 0, so 0 is less than 0 plus 6. 0 plus 6 is 6. Is 0 less than 6? That is true. So the point 0, 0 works for this inequality. So shade in everything over here. Okay, now, switching colors, I'm going to deal with the other inequality. Y is greater than or equal to 2x minus 1. So I'm going to treat that like y is equal to 2x minus 1. My slope is 2, or 2/1. My y-intercept is -1. That is the point 0, -1. So I'll put a dot there. And then I use my slope of 2/1. Up 2/1. There's a point of intersection. Up 2/1. Up 2/1, and keep going. So I've run out of points that way. I'm going to go the other way and put some more just so I can see where my line should be going. Okay, this time I can use my straight line tool because it's a solid line. Oh, so because it's greater than or equal to, it's going to be a solid line. So draw a solid line, make sure you have arrows. Now, unlike linear a system of linear inequalities, we are not going to talk about the point of intersection. That is not how it works with inequalities. I am going to check the point 0, 0 again, so I can see which way to shade, and then I'll talk about where the solution is. So, if I plug in 0 for y and 0 for x, 2 times 0 is 0, 0 is greater than or equal to 0 minus 1, 0 minus 1 is negative 1. Is that true? Is 0 greater than or equal to negative 1? It is true, so I'm going to shade in everything this way, on this side of my line. Now, the solution is right here. So put a big S right here where the solution is. And essentially it's this part right here. It's, if you follow this line here, it's from here and over, and from here and over, now not including these points on that line. It is not up here or down here. I know this part is shaded in, but it's only shaded in red, and same with this up here, it's only shaded in blue. And obviously any point over here doesn't work because it's not shaded in at all. The solution is where it's shaded in with both inequalities. So for inequalities, it's not a point of intersection. It is all the points of intersection, meaning where the shaded parts intersect. So like a point like negative 1, 1 will work. That is a point that is part of this solution. So now let's check this answer, or this question, 2, negative 7. So I find where 2, negative 7 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's right here. Now some people might say, oh yeah, that's in the shaded part. Yeah, but you know what? It's only where the red is shaded. So this point is not a solution for both inequalities. So what we're going to write is, no, the point (2, negative 7) is not a solution for the system of inequalities. Now, if the point negative 2, 7, or excuse me, 2, negative 7 was in the double shaded area, then it would have been a solution. Alright? So, I am going to clear the screen, so if you need to copy this down, pause the video, and go to page 42. I'm going to get you started with the next one, but I will expect you to finish it. So, we have two inequalities again. Now, I will just tell you that this first inequality, the second inequality is already in the slope-intercept form, but the first one is not. Now, you can still graph when it's this way, trying to find the x and y intercepts. But instead of that, I'm actually going to convert this to slope-intercept form. So I see a negative x, so I'm going to add x to both sides, giving me 3y is less than x plus 12. And then one more step is to divide by 3 on both sides. And you get y is less than x over 3, or 1/3 x, there's your slope, plus 4. Alright, so here's what I want. You've got two inequalities. You're going to graph them. Make sure that you put the correct type of line, either dashed or solid. Then you've got these three questions here. You've got list a point that satisfy both equations, so one where it's part of the solution. Also, I want you to put a big S in the area where it's shaded. Then you're going to list a point that satisfies only one actually, these are incorrect. This should not say equations. It should say inequalities. And then justify, you could do the check for that. And then the last one, list a point that doesn't satisfy either inequality. Okay? So do those three things on your own. I will check to see who tries this. If, for everybody that tries it, how about this? Every 2 students that at least tries, you will get a point. For every 1 that actually is successful, you'll get a point. So some potential to earn lots of points here if you try this on your own. That's it. If you have any trouble understanding this, go back and rewatch the video or get help from me or a friend or an adult. Good luck, and we'll see you in math.